It's Healthline Today, and we're back, and we're talking relationships. Angie, can you recommend to the audience some resources to learn more about relationships?
Okay. Well, there happens to be two books that I actually travel with, and they're two books that I've read personally myself. One is The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, which is an awesome, awesome book. It talks about the 5 ways that we take in and receive love. There are acts of service, words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, and I'm sure that I forgot the last one. But anyway, there's 5 ways that we take in and receive love, and I think those are important because all of us have one of those, and it's what he calls the love hub. And for me, it is words of affirmation, meaning I appreciate compliments and handwritten letters and words, conversation, things of that nature. There's some people that could care less about conversation, but then there's some people who are physical touch people, and physical touch doesn't just mean sex. It could mean holding my hand, stroking my hair, rubbing my back, laying with your head in my lap, those types of things.
Giving me a hug.
Giving you a hug. Do you love hugs?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And people, again, don't, I think for me it was an aha, and for many people that I have, because I actually give these out for Christmases and birthdays and things of that nature, people absolutely don't know that it could be something that little. So I could go out and buy you a car, well, maybe a car maybe it's not a good example, but I can buy you a new tie, and that's a receiving gifts type of thing, but it doesn't mean as much as if I gave you a hug. So I absolutely believe that the book is so very good, and just pointing out those things that absolutely make us feel the most loved, and how to be able to create those things in your relationships.
And that's Gary Chapman?
Gary Chapman. It's called it's a very popular book, The 5 Love Languages, and it's a very good book. He also does the 5 love languages for teenagers, for children, for the 5 languages of an apology, because not everybody just wants to hear I'm sorry. There's different ways that people take in and can receive apologies. Then there's also a book called Loving Each Other, The Challenge of Human Relationships by Leo Buscaglia. And oh my goodness, you talk about awesome. I tell people you can open that book to any page and get so much out of it that you could probably set it down and just do the work from that page. In that book, he talks about how to love in jealousy, how to love in intimacy, how to love in forgiveness, those types of things. And that's important because there are things that we don't talk about in relationships. He actually, at one time, had a class in college, which I would absolutely love to do, to be able to talk about relationships and love and how that thing works and how big it is. Most of us don't realize how big and consuming this love piece is. We put a lot of work into our professions, into our jobs, a lot of times into our children, but these relationships, these intimate relationships that usually keep us going or can stop us, are not things that we actually do a whole lot of work. And he talks about all those things. He has a great chapter on forgiveness that I've had to read several times just in learning, okay, how is this thing supposed to work? Because the heavy of forgiving someone actually lies with the person having to do the forgiving. And in the relationships, that's very deep, because nobody wants to believe, why should I have to do all the work when you messed up?
Yeah.
Dr. Jim, you messed up.
I did.
Why should I have to take on all of that? So many people don't get into that area because I don't want to be responsible. They should have to do the work, and that's actually not the way it works. And he breaks that down and explains in a way that anybody, it's a very easy read. Those are 2 very, very good resources that I would recommend for people.
Angie, you've been a great guest.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us, and
I
thank
appreciate
you
being here.
For being with us on Healthline Today. If you would like to email Angie, you can at Angie@angieharveyonline.com. And if you'd like to email me, you can email me at Dr. Jim at Dr. Jim's Healthline Today. Thanks so much for being with us. Be healthy, be happy, and we'll see you next time on Healthline Today.